endured. So, Dr. Z, I would like to know, how would you clinically distinguish covert narcissistic abuse from more overt forms, and what subtle signs should we be listening for?
Yeah, it's really honestly, they present similarly in the sense their core characteristics are the same, but just outwardly, the appearance is very different. So, covert narcissists appear to be humble, they appear to be kind, but underneath, there's still the same manipulative behavior, the same jealousy, the same resentment that's present with overt narcissism. And they also crave the same attention, and they are attention seeking in general, but they do it more covertly through weaponized gift giving, through acts of kindness. And really, their behavior is more targeted in the sense that once they do view someone as a threat, they will target all their malignancy towards them while they're still nice to everybody else around them. And so that's why it's so hard to detect, because most people would never know a person's a covert narcissist unless they're the direct target of that person.
Mm-hmm. True. So, Dr. Z, I have seen, I have observed in my practice that many survivors carry, a kind of an internalized, critic born, of parental gaslighting. So, I would want to know, how can we help clients, or, survivors or victims, identify and externalize that internal critic, so they no longer, blame themselves for their parents' dysfunction.
Yeah, and that's a hard one, and it's a long journey because when you're growing up and you're looking at your parents, you think that your parents have the best interest at heart. That you generally think that they love you, but what you realize once you're dealing with a narcissistic parent, covert or overt, is that it's conditional love. And understanding that, I think, is key to moving on because at least for me, I'll tell you, my father, he was very loving in the sense that he provided for me. He moved me across the country multiple times. I always got clothes, what I needed from the physical sense, but emotionally very absent. And with narcissistic parenting, that's so hard to distinguish. Okay, well, if he was a narcissist, why did he do all of these good things for me? And that dichotomy is something that often is hard to navigate. And for someone who's struggling with that, you have to look at the big picture and you have to think, okay, like, were there conditions that needed to be met in order for my parent to love me? And I think that's such a key distinguishing part from genuine love versus conditional love.